What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Refinement. Today I'm interviewing one of my favorite resellers, Matt. He goes by Junkyard Dog. He's the fan favorite. Everyone likes him on the Wednesday morning call. So, Matt, you escaped the Matrix. You really are like an anomaly because you live life on your own terms. You have an eBay store. You live in the middle of nowhere, and you have no worries.
That's right, exactly. Started all about 2 years ago, and it didn't really come from eBay. It came from my personal life philosophy, the way I view the world, that kind of stuff. And at that same time, I quit my job, and I just wanted to do things on my own. And I found eBay, and it allowed me to do this.
So, when I first met you, you were using McDonald's Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and now you're moving into a warehouse.
Yep.
Like that's very dramatic in only 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I was doing things very inefficiently. Let's put it that way. I uh I would take photos in a terrible setup and then write down what the item was, write my title in a notebook, and then take that notebook and my phone with all the pictures to McDonald's with my laptop to steal their Wi-Fi and list stuff. So yeah, it was rough in the beginning. But
And
hey,
that
I mean, I made it work.
now you're moving into 2,500 square feet.
Yes, yes. And I have big dreams for that 2,500 square feet. I'm trying to get to like 10 to 15,000 active listings inside of that warehouse.
So one thing that you've done, which is really incredible, is you have low overhead. You Most of the stuff in your store you built yourself.
Oh yeah.
So why do you have this mentality of sort of build it yourself rather than buying a solution? Where did that come from?
It's one simple thing. Instead of overthinking something and ending up doing nothing,
Mm.
because that's what I used to do when I was young. I would overthink something, oh, what could go wrong? Da da da, right? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Like I had pallets laying around, I had a piece of
Yeah.
plywood laying around. Boom, there's my table. I do my shipping on it now. I used to do shipping and listing on it. It's like just
So,
look at what you got, make it happen.
and I want to let people know you're doing 40 to 70 listings a day pretty much by yourself, but you have a photographer.
Yeah, Kevin works about 15 hours a week now, and he does 400 pairs of jeans a week with the photos.
So if I guess I've asked you this before, but could you take the photos yourself if you had to?
Yes, I don't work more than 20 to 25 hours a week, honestly. But I work hard when I do work, you know.
Yes. That's another unique thing about you. You either are working or not working.
Dude, that's why my name is Drunkyard Dog, man. Think about a bloodhound, right? He's either got red eyes underneath the shade tree, me
That's
in
right.
the evening, or is the hardest working dog you'll ever see, right? He's
Wow.
chasing something down. He'll kill himself trying to find something, He'll end up destroying, his health and everything, just trying to find one thing. So that's me. When I'm working, I'm working. When I'm not working, I am, do not disturb. you know.
So how long did it take you to teach Kevin to take the photos that you want in that sequence?
I mean, he picked it up really fast, probably 2 or 3 days before it was a good 85 to 90% as good as I wanted them to be.
Hmm.
And then, over the next few weeks, we would talk about, hey, when you zoom in on this picture, make sure that's the same color as the first picture that's far away. You might have to adjust the brightness here, make everything a little bit darker. But, right now it's up there like 97% as good as me.
So can you still take better photos than Kevin?
Yeah.
Why is
But
that?
that's only because I I know exactly what the title's going to be. So I can make the photos really I could pull out what the title is telling the people what the jeans are through the photos. I think that was a good way to put it.
I think that's right. I can definitely take better pictures than my photographer because of what the pictures are, not what the picture is of. So if I know there's a pocket detail, or I know that this is a microcheck pattern, you can't tell it's a microcheck pattern unless you have a good zoom of it, right? And if it has a cool button, I would take a picture of that. And when you're training a photographer, they're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when it's the exact same item over and over again, blue jeans.
So that's interesting having them being able to do it within just a couple of days. I think a lot of people have too many types of items, so their
Yeah.
photographers can get frustrated, and people are like, well, so what is it? Sometimes I do this and sometimes I don't do this. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of, well, you said this, but only in this circumstance. It's like the I before E except after C or whatever, there's so many exceptions to the rule.
So there's one thing that that Tekken Sports does, which I think is interesting. He's the only person I know where the people who take the photographs also make the draft. So
Now that's
I'm
yeah.
thinking maybe there's a secret there, because you just mentioned the reason why you know what pictures to take is because you know how to write the title.
Yep, I'm already in the buyer's mind while I'm taking pictures. So I'm tailoring this whole listing. If I were to do the photos and the title and the description, everything, I'm thinking from the very beginning, I'm tailoring this entire listing to one specific customer. The
Mhm.
customer that wants a relaxed fit, straight leg pair of jeans made in the 90s is not the same customer that wants a brand new pair of 511s,
That's
Levi's,
right.
you know? So you have to become that customer a little bit. And if you're that customer mentally through the whole process, your listing is going to be better overall rather than, having a different person do each part of it.
So now I want to get into the good stuff, because you definitely probably just explained your entire eBay business. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
You take pictures, you have somebody else take pictures now. You do all the listing and shipping. That's pretty much it. You haven't overcomplicated anything. Your entire setup is definitely under 200 bucks, maybe less.
Yeah, the ring lights are the most. I have 6 ring lights now. That's
Yeah.
probably the most expensive thing. Probably more expensive than my laptop and my monitor and everything.
So now I want to talk about the good stuff, the part that essentially you can do whatever you want other than 5 hours of work a day.
Yes, and I do.
And I think a lot of people are saying that they work all day on their resale business, and that really just comes from working inefficiently.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
how do you, like, you're done around noon?
Usually, sometimes I usually head to the post office at noon. Occasionally, I'll take a few hours off in the middle of the day and I'll come back at 4 p.m. or something. I'll list for another hour if I feel like it. It just depends on how the day's going. I'm a very flow kind of person like that.
So it where did that like half day thought happen? Because if I didn't just have an if I wasn't married, I might subscribe to your life philosophy.
Yeah,
Move into the middle of nowhere where the bills are so low. You're making like so much more than you need.
yeah, yeah.
And that is
Well,
something that it's crazy.
the noon cutoff. Let me explain where the noon cutoff came from. It's a pretty funny story. My cousin is a maintenance man at an apartment complex, so he basically does nothing all day long. And I will talk to my cousin on the phone sometimes, and we got in this habit of every day right around noon or 1 o'clock after we both had lunch, he'd call me. He's like a brother to me. He's the closest person in my life. So he'd call me and we'd, hang out and talk and maybe play some games on the phone or something for an hour or whatever. So that's kind of where get everything done before noon so that I can have an hour or two or whatever to goof off.
Mm. And I think this is where um a lot of people who work inefficiently all day have no hobbies, they have no interests, they have no other things that they like to do. If and so they just lose all their hobbies and they don't get to do anything because they work so inefficiently. But if there's something that you really want to do outside of work, it can help you get
Yeah.
your work done.
Yeah, like the way I think about it, I make, I don't know, like 150 to 200 bucks an hour when I am working now.
Hmm.
And I could make that higher if I hired more people and stuff, but that's a little bit down the road. Anyway, I deem it worth it to not work for those 2 hours and not make that $200 an hour just so I
Yes.
can goof off for 2 hours. It's worth it to me to lose $400 to talk on the phone with my cousin for an hour or two.
You know,
I'm comfortable with that trade off. just like when it comes 5 p.m., 6 p.m., somewhere in that range, I'm fine losing a couple more hours just to have a couple beers. you know,
I
I'm
100.
comfortable with that.
I actually, it's almost like you are doing resting. Because when I,
Yeah,
because that's how I look at it. Like when I'm with my friend, I am doing this.
yeah,
I don't like, if I'm going to be hanging out with you, we're definitely having barbecue. We're definitely having beers. We're definitely
yes.
playing disc golf. I don't, or I guess we could be around a fire talking too, but like I'm seeing that as it's like an active hangout.
It's a verb. Yeah.
It's a verb. Yeah, it's definitely out. You're out there doing stuff. But I cannot believe your situation because you run an online business with no one. You run a business with no one around you.
I don't even have internet access where I live.
Yeah, that's true. You're running the Wi-Fi off your phone.
Yeah. Well, I was for a long time running the hotspot off my phone. Now I have the SIM card router, but
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a struggle at first before I started figuring things out.
I think it was taking you like more than a minute to upload the photos at one point.
Oh God, yes. I would do. This is what I would do. I would open 20 tabs
Yep.
and I would fill out all of those listings.
Yep.
And then I would just go back to the first one, put the photos in, second one, put the photos in, third one, put the photos in, go outside, wait 20 minutes, come back in, and all of the photos would be done. So yeah, when you don't have good internet, you got to get creative with it.
You literally did this with nothing. That's why you could have
Yeah,
spent a little bit more, but you didn't. That's what's so incredible. Like no one wants to copy you. We do a morning call in the morning, and Tekken Sports texts me all the time. Matt's the only one that gets it. He's
yeah,
actually making a lot of money from this with nothing.
yeah, yeah. You see exactly. You turn $1 into like $14
Yeah.
over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's
That's just
not
it.
it's very unusual that you because there's things that people think they learn from the media, like you're supposed to be doing whatever. You actually just turned that off. You just said, I don't have to live like that.
Hey, I said it like a year ago on the morning call. The news does not apply to me. Straight up, dude. Like it just doesn't. It doesn't apply to anybody when you think about it. It's
Not
just
really.
fantasy world. But don't
Yep.
get me started on that, man. We could do an hour-long show about that.
So what is the goal now? You're definitely you're way past your normal bills. You're thinking about building some wealth.
Yes, the goal moving forward, man. You know how what we were just talking about, how I just don't spend anything and I keep doing.
Yep.
Now I'm thinking I need to switch gears a little bit. Now that I know exactly what I'm doing and I've got a process that's clean. I don't have the accounting and the bookkeeping stuff down yet, but I'm never gonna have that down. I know me.
But you
So
hired an accountant. You did.
yeah, I could just hire an account. Yeah, exactly. But I'm thinking I need 2 or 3 more employees, and then I can be my 5 hours can go such a long way not having to do any manual labor type stuff. Folding a pair of jeans, putting it in a bag, putting a clothespin on it. I should never have to do that again if I get 1 or 2, maybe 3 more employees. And the amount of hours that I spend doing that type of activity right now is a huge chunk of my 20 to 25 hours that I work every week. So
Mm.
I'm still going to work 20 to 25 hours a week. That's just who I am. So I'm just going to get a hell of a lot more done in those 20 to 25 hours if I have 2 or 3 more employees. So it's just scaling it up now. And I'm not afraid to spend money to scale it up. I'm thinking about a new inventory system, a new storage system in the warehouse that might cost me a ton of money, like tracks in the floor with like a wheel that you can turn on a chain that'll like pull the shelves of. I'm talking like super like Mercedes Benz type,
Yes.
premium quality stuff. So I'm not afraid to spend the money now that I have it and I know that the runway is still going to be there. Like my store is at a certain point where cash flow is not an issue.
So when I first met you, you were grinding. You went out on Saturday as the
Yeah.
road warrior.
Oh, yeah. That was
And now
fun.
and now inventory comes to you. So that's like the holy grail of reselling, where inventory comes to you, and you now need the skill of sorting, because a beginner wouldn't know which items to list.
Yep.
So,
And even if you're a beginner, you can just throw a whole bunch of listings up there. And
mhm,
then after 3 months, look at what sold, look at what didn't sell, learn, you know?
yeah, definitely. You're really an inspiration to a lot of people. I feel like if you're out there right now listening to this and you think you can't do it, that's just made up.
Yeah. You've been trained, you've been conditioned by the
You've
media.
been conditioned. You've been conditioned to think that this is harder because like
Yeah.
that is 90% of YouTube content about eBay is talking about how hard it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Almost
that
all of it.
people love that.
They
It's just
love it.
human nature to love, the it's like dirty laundry,
It's like dirty laundry. And that's people are always so mad that my negative titles are a positive video.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to get anybody else to watch it. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, now I realize I can be as successful as I want. That's like the sad conclusion that they get at the end of every single one of my videos.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
So
Uh,
I think what I got from you, and maybe we'll end this intro because Matt and I are planning on doing a series for you guys since he's the most popular person, and hopefully you start a YouTube channel on your own as well. Um, but the idea that you can only be as successful as whatever situation that you're whatever that's all that is programmed into you so that you can become an employee for somebody. You live
Definitely.
life 100% on your own terms. That's very, very rare. You can
It
do
feels
whatever you
good, man.
want.
Hey, it's expensive at first. I'm talking like mentally expensive, not
Yeah.
money expensive. It's just expensive. It takes a lot of your energy at first because you're going to have to unlearn so much of that programming stuff, and you're going to have to face so many hard situations where it's just, oh, I thought I was supposed to do this, and then there's just a lot of mess in the beginning. But if you just keep going, you'll eventually get to a point where you're very comfortable with living your own life and having to make all of your own decisions. That's the hard part. Getting to a point where you're not seeking any outside tell me what to do. You know, once you get to a point where it's all coming from inside, you're comfortable, you're at peace with it. And you just literally do whatever you want to do.
So most people need to be told what to do. Who tells you what to do?
That's the thing, man. I just think of it. I just comes out. I see, that's what I was getting at with the flow thing earlier. It's like
Mhm.
if I feel like in the middle of shipping, I want to go for a walk. I'll just put everything down, just walk. It's like you just gotta read. You gotta read how you're feeling. I know that saying sounds all new agey and spiritual and whatnot, but really it's just pay attention to what you are thinking and how you're feeling, and then just do it.
Do you do a walk every day?
Not every day, but I try to.
But
It's
look
it's
at
a it's a positive thing,
look
so
at
I
where
should.
you are.
I don't. You haven't seen I have. I got a big pond back there. My landlord. I got a big, huge, like I don't know. It's probably like a third of a mile circle driveway across everybody's properties out here. My neighbor's like 2 football fields away over there. It's great, man.
What is there no one bothers you where you are, I'm assuming.
I Let me tell you, I have never locked any of my doors one time. Never. I don't even know which key I should use for the door. I got so many keys. It's like I don't need it. All of my stuff is here. I don't care. Nope. Let me show you guys. It's like this is the most unsuspecting, rundown piece of crap looking place you could ever imagine. Let's see here. Yeah. Look at this. Just a bunch of jeans, garbage. I got a 40-foot storage container back there. But yeah, I got a shed. I used to live in this building, by the way, for the first year and a half that I started my eBay business. And then I have this single wide trailer that's just junk. No underpinning or anything.
And this is what a multiple six-figure
Yeah.
eBay
Hey, sorry.
seller's life looks like.
Motorcycle went down the road. I couldn't hear you. What'd you
No, I was just saying that's a multiple six-figure operation that you have right there.
say? Yeah, right.
That piece of crap situation that you just showed is bigger than 99% of resellers.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cheap. See, it looks a hell of a lot worse now than it did when I first got here, just because I let everything kind of pile, like all the pallets and stuff. But it actually used to look all right.
So when you were sending a pallet, did it send from there? Or did you go somewhere and put it together?
No, I would right here. Oh,
They
right
drop
here.
it off there?
Let me tell you, I built myself a platform. I made a loading dock. I rednecked the hell out of a loading dock. You see this? It's literally
Oh
pallets
my
with
god.
plywood on top.
Oh my goodness.
So the tractor trailer backs up right here, puts the lift gate down, and right there, boom, pallet jack, pallet right there. And when the truck comes here for me to ship out a pallet, I just build the pallet in the back of the truck, and I try to do it as quickly as I can, but
A-
usually it'll take about 15 minutes.
And I notice you're also not wearing shoes. That's another trademark.
Yeah, always barefoot, brother. Always,
Always barefoot.
everywhere I go, man.
Unless it's cold.
Everywhere.
Unless it's cold.
I gotta Yeah, yeah. If it's under 40 degrees, that's the cutoff.
Oh man. Well, hopefully a lot of people have a lot of questions for where this series is going because you're one of the few people that is eBay free. And if it wasn't eBay, you would find something else to make you free.
I
Just your
agree.
mentality.
I had that exact thought the other day when I was 18 and 19. I used to remodel apartments, and I was just, the regular laborer guy, and I was making like 10 or 12 bucks an hour. But at at that point in time, I wasn't a man yet. I didn't know to live my own life yet. I didn't know, I was still just, yeah, I wasn't ready. So if I had been ready then, I'd be a general contractor, you know?
Makes sense. All right, Matt. Any other wisdom before we call this intro a day?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I think we pretty much covered a lot of bases here.
I love it. Well, hopefully we can get you. Maybe you don't even need a camera. Maybe you can just film your videos on your phone, and you'll just have another epic income just from you just talking in the middle of the woods with your because you're not afraid to be redneck about something. You just do
Oh,
it.
of course not. Well, that's the thing, that everything comes from me. I can't have like a lot of shame or uh I can't be reserved about things because it's literally all coming from me. It's like, this is just me. I'm being authentic. You know, I don't lie to people. It's just, I have no reason to lie. Like, it's just, just it's me.
I love it.
you know,
All right, Matt. Well, thank you so much for taking some time today to talk to me. I'll post this up and see what people say, but honestly, it's been a pleasure. Thank you,
thanks.
Matt.
You too.